Welcome, SpeedGaming 3. This is Super Metroid Map Rando, the Community Weekly Race. So we are racing the Community Weekly settings. No animals. It's important to fit that into the first sentence. No animals this soon. So I am Aussie101, going to be handling commentary, tracking, setup, and the racers today are Super Sponge and Techno Waffle. And there's a countdown, so it looks like we're about to start. How many racers? 20 racers. So pretty big, also pretty average race size. Oh, look at that. Perfectly synced. Nice. It's like a copy of the same stream. At some point, maybe they'll do something different. Okay. That freeze frame, it was not identical. We know that these are not the same stream mirrored, but two racers racing against each other. I like to pick out racers who are pretty evenly matched. That's what makes a good race. Pink door, oh no. So, this is an early gravity seed. If you get an early suit, it tends to be a lot faster than late suits. The slowest possible seed is when you just don't get suits for a long time. But it looks like this is the reason. Morph bombs over there, morph ball up there. Can reset for health, perhaps? Yeah, you check the other door in Caterpillar and it just leads to morph bombs. So that might have been a mistake by Waffle. Like, wanted to check the bottom door. Or it could have been a health refill. Oh, you see Sponge refilling crabs? Oftentimes crabs are treated as, like, farm enemies. But killing them takes about 7 or 8 shots with basic beam. So they're not a fast farm at all. Speed booster. So we know where to take that. We're playing on hard, tricky settings, but not every trick in the game is going to be hard. They're going to go up to the longer runway here, where the short charge is much easier. The hard part here is managing your energy. That's why it's a little bit hard to like fall all the way to the bottom and do the shine spark that way. From standing on the ground, you don't have enough health to do the shine spark. Very interesting to see that the gap between the two is all from farming crabs. Techno Waffle even lost a little bit of time, but this crab gap. Okay. Possible to kill this crab before he reaches the tunnel, but it's very not safe. If you're able to get this jump morph, it's going to save, I don't know, 5 seconds? That doesn't feel like 5 seconds. Is it really? Yeah, maybe it's 4 seconds. That'd be a useful number to know, the cost of a pause. But the logical way would be to turn off gravity. Almost landed on that crab. Crabs are going to do 60 damage with gravity suit. In Map Rando, gravity gives 50% damage reduction. Other tournaments were set where gravity was 75% from like physical type attacks. There's our first E-tank. At least I think of it as physical. Varia is the elemental protection. Ooh, almost got tongued. The Ohm Tongue, it does about 100 damage. If you ever do get hit by it. So meanwhile, heading towards the map, that's kind of always the plan. At this point with supers and morph and bombs, it's much more likely that you can get to a map that's a few rooms away. But alas. A map that did not want to be had. Okay, very interesting leaving left. Like, I would think the top right door would connect to that. The map is too low for the middle door. Okay, never mind. Waffle knows the map better than me. So at this point, we have a save here. And then what do you do? Up the elevator. There's a pink door here, was it? They never went into the blue door. Interesting. They're both playing so fast. We did see that, right? Kraid is not a welcome sight. Looks like we haven't seen the bottom door of Main Street either. So Kraid, you have 4 supers. You have to hit all of them to kill Kraid. If you miss, then the farm is very long. And you're also like guaranteed to get this stand up. Once you're practiced in the 4 super method. Like willing to not be safe with it. But that's why Sponge isn't shooting 2 supers at a time. Because if you miss one, it's very bad. Yeah, what? That's gettable. We don't know which one is the major, but there's a major here. It is the other item. Oh, gets the bomb boost. Very nice. It's a bit of an awkwardly timed bomb boost. Waffle gonna do the Shine Spark for charge. It's faster than the bomb jump, but the bomb jump wouldn't let you up here. We got some fast runners. They're also doing different things. I gotta like watch 2 screens at once. Ridiculous. There you go. When Speed Booster doesn't work, you have to slow it down, do some bomb jumps. Okay, this is a little scary. It's not actually too bad, especially with gravity. Hopefully Sponge also took a save. I don't know if that happened or not. So a little unfortunate that you're baited into the Shine Spark for the missile pack first. I think the way that Waffle approached the room was pretty good, where you run through the lava. The problem with that is having Speed Booster on, so you're going to be moving pretty slow. And then in Map Rando, you're also going to take a bit of lava damage. Tournaments of years past made it so that gravity protected you from lava damage. So let's see what Sponge does. Okay, gonna leave. Leaving works out. As long as Sponge doesn't like wander back to those items, he'll be fine. Just a reserve tank. So right now we have Waffle. I imagine has more information. Especially knows about those 2 items. But Sponge has the Kraid kill. I noticed that top of this elevator on the left side is the Kraid mouth room. And you use supers to get through that. but we're kind of seeing Waffle go the other way. So perhaps that is not the solution. I don't want to see a Batoon fight. Okay. A 10 Super Batoon fight is very, very risky. It's a lot nicer if you have some extra missiles, and if it's just missiles as your backup, you need to be very confident in that. So unfortunately, Sponge went back. So it's going to be a time loss. It is conceivable that getting the reserve tank and keeping it pays off in the end. X-ray. But not very likely. See Waffle do double bomb jumps. Those are hard. It seems like something that it seems important to know. I feel like they officially lost the same amount of time. Or I guess not. A Sponge double-checked the reserve tank room. So Sponge taking a little bit of time loss. So we're gonna see what's to the right, right? How come no one wants to go right? Well, required spore spawn? What am I saying about Kraidmouth? Love dive, not happening. With gravity, it takes less health than you think, but it's still a lot. Spore Spawn does not drop super missiles, so it's handy to have 10. Right. And I think that just puts Techno Waffle ahead. It looks like we do have a required Spore Spawn. So in randomizers, you can't be afraid of doing a slow thing. This doesn't meet up, does it? Okay. You want to avoid a slow thing if you can help it, but sometimes it just makes you do a slow thing. And then putting that off is where the time loss comes from. And this is Meridia. Oh, free map, potentially. It's either a free map or a scam map. We'll see if this is a through door or a dead end. Take notes. That is X-ray. What does that mean? I didn't see a way down. I didn't see what was at the bottom of Decorah either. I was too focused on this major. But this major, it might mean you have to go back to Brenstar. Area suit. Okay. Is that on the old tracker? So Varia could be lava dive. They can also do key stairs. When the settings are saved in the database, and I don't have to change anything. So this is progression. Varia suit. We don't have much ammo to work with, but power bombs is the biggest, if not the only concern. I guess after that it'll be damage, but we're still in sort of early game. We're at the end of early game here. Getting all of our basic ammo. Probably halfway into mid-game. So Brenstar, you probably get the map first. That makes the most sense. A problem with how Sponge played that is you can see pretty fast that you can't continue down. At least this is like how I see it. So you're gonna get the major, it's not gonna let you go down. And that means you have to leave the area. And that just leads to forgetting what you saw. So we have Dragon. But it looks like Lava Dive for a major and an X and an O. The Dark O, the White O. Very, very reasonable to not go for Dragon. So I'd say good chance that the X is Power Bombs. Punch back in the map. I'm hoping that I don't overlook something whenever I make a grand statement like that. Let's see, this is 16 minutes in. Welcome again, everyone. This is the Super Metroid Community Weekly Race for Map Rando. We have 20 racers in a lobby racing the Season 3 settings. We've been doing seasonal settings for a while now. This season about to end, actually. Yeah, gonna end about when the tournament's over. The tournament, by the way, going on right now on SpeedGaming Main, where we have the bronze finals. So you're gonna want to check that out. Gonna watch Techno Waffle do this gravity jump. Gravity jump, a tech very important to know for hard settings. Uh-oh. Falling bad. Whenever I see, it's like specifically lava dive room. Every room with lava. Oh, you get blasted. The fireball of blasting is gonna do 100 damage because gravity was turned off. Normally it's 200, like those other lower Norfair enemies. But because gravity was off, it's only reduced by half. This is definitely hard level tech. It's also harder without high jump. If you have high jump, that helps a lot. But without high jump, you have to do a wall jump out of the gravity jump. And that's really where the problem is. It's mostly that he's missing the second wall jump. You should reset. This is giving Sponge time to catch up. I didn't see if Sponge got the map. I don't think so, based on map tiles. But to get the reserve. And I didn't track Varia. So distracted by this lava dive. It used to be the hardest way to do lava dive room in hard was with high jump Varia. Like no gravity. Gravity should be a good deal more manageable. But in the case of not having gravity, It's so punishing to miss it once that it had to be moved. That's what I was going to comment on regarding lava dive room and every room with lava in it. The logic just has trouble scaling lava damage. And that's because your movement is slowed down like, more than normal. Speedy boots. Alright. So if Sponge can get this right away, I'm gonna save some time. Did get the reserve tank. It looks like the plan was to go to the top of Key Stairs, but that wasn't necessary. The reserve might help with Lava Dive. It depends like how it's failed. We saw that Techno Waffle was able to get a couple of attempts in, so more health would be more attempts in that way. But if you get hit by a fireball, then it's just instantly over. Techno Waffle has Spring Ball and Power Bombs. So Spring Ball, I can't imagine it being worth too much. But the Power Bombs, it could have been that those were filler Power Bombs, and it just wanted to give you a major alongside them. Because that's one way that logic places items. It tries to place a major first, and then checks if everything that's reachable lets you visit a new location. Common misconception? Oh well, first try. Running before this gravity jump doesn't help. Your movement speed's gonna be capped as soon as you turn off gravity. That'll be how all underwater movement works. So, gotta wonder if Sponge is gonna be happy seeing the sea tank. But we are looking at 15 supers already, and we're essentially in the starter zone. So that means we're gonna have pretty good ammo by the time we find Ridley. That's usually how it works out. If you have 15 supers this early on, you should find more by the time you need them. But we can kind of measure the gap between the two now. Sponge just has to go down and around Main Street. Waffle's gonna get the major next to Dragon, and then do Dragon. Doing Dragon, that unlocks a major. Ridley's over there. There's 2 X's. That's very powerful looking. But that's the way to Criteria. Okay. So looking at Meridia is really helpful for me, at least. You see that Meridia is the hub? And that means Criteria is going to be more of a dead end. So the way I would want to play this is to go up to Criteria. And then there's 2 majors over here, where Waffle is now. 2 majors, 2 X's, plus Criteria. And there's a high chance that that's enough to kill Ridley. They have speed for Dragon. Like, if it was just the ammo, this fight would be a little bit slow. But if you can get a speed, a Shine Spark, and then the ammo, pretty likely that you'd want to get 2 Shine Sparks. But the second one's a lot harder to do. We'll see how practiced they are at the Shine Spark kill. It has a different feel to it compared to like any percent. And I don't know how much anyone runs any percent. Okay, so this looks like full ammo finish. The single spark full ammo. That means you have to farm a bit. Sponge doing a really nice manip. Yeah, that's the full manip even. of the key hunters. You just stop outside the door, wait briefly. You can time your shots to count. And then you move in a certain way to clear all the key hunters out of your path. So they're going to be in the same fight at the same time, yes? In the same room at the same time. That means they have the same plan. I like this plan. If you're not going criteria, I don't think you do the Dragon fight right now. If you're not going criteria, I think that means you're gambling that Mother Brain is there. Shine Spark out. And this is Everest. I didn't see if Sponge had a Shine Spark, but Dragon doesn't look very red to me. It would be very beneficial to get a Shine Spark. If you have 2 suits, a Shine Spark's pretty safe. If you have 1 suit, then you're gonna lose a ton of health going for Shine Sparks. When farming ammo, you kind of want to prioritize the ammo over using up the last of your ammo to get damage in. That's how the fight goes. If you get gooped, like Dragon is moving towards the right, and you get gooped after she's done sending out all the goops, then there won't be a grab after. Ice Beam. I'm watching 2 screens at once, keeping track of everything. Oh, I thought that was a little bit longer, a little bit further away from finished. So it feels pretty similar time-wise on Dragon. Okay, so what are you doing? At full ammo, this Ridley fight? I don't know. Yeah. It's doable. But ammo is not full, and that wouldn't be comfy. So you don't really want to do that. You have to spend some power bombs to get these items, but it's worthwhile. If it were charge here, you would go directly into Ridley. Like, I don't think knowing about the 2 X's and the major is worth coming here, so you have to go into criteria. And the save makes sense. Saving outside of criteria can save a lot of time. Speed. Following very similar routes. Very similar skill level. Techno Waffle just doing a few things faster. Yeah, Waffle actually went to the reserve as well. Wonder if that was for the Dragon fight or what. Try to short charge a little bit too short. We do find the ship. It would be easily blindable for anyone who did not come this way. We'll see if they keep matching routes. Oh, interesting. They are not matching routes. So I've sort of commented that I don't like what Sponge is doing. I think if you fight Dragon, you have to go to criteria. This is what Sponge is doing is mostly information on the X's. That's 30. It is nice having 30-30. 30-30 ice. Like, you can know to skip things now. That's what it means. What is the follow-up, though? Up or down? So Techno Waffle is going to be blind exploring, looking for the map. You head directly to the map. Sponge is the one making decisions. Like, I don't know if the plan is to refill and kill Ridley right now. Because that's something you could do. If Waffle does revert to the save they took outside of an aqueduct, then you can't kill Ridley at that point. And if you leave Criteria and you're in that position, you need to kill Ridley. But that's just something that you could do after the Criteria knowledge. And it turns out we find Fanton. Fanton time. So Fanton here is really good. Wow, that map looks far, but necessary. I like the play of going into Criteria, opposed to Wreck Ship, Torian, or Norfair. Kind of wondering how everyone in the race lobby feels about it. So what kind of leaving is this for Sponge? Did look at the... What's the sound anymore? Is that delayed? It sounds really delayed. Why am I only noticing this now? Anyway, Sponge spent the time to get Ridley items, so he's going to do the Ridley fight. So I was wondering if the plan was to kill Ridley and then go back for the map. In Criteria. I feel like that would be pretty gambly. Because that would be like spending a lot of time betting on Mother Brain and Fanton in Criteria. This ammo refill, though, tells me that they're going to go down and skip Criteria. Maybe the thought is that you get the ship info and then bet that Fanton is not there. There's different ways to think about it. Yeah, that's some delay. I gotta fix that. I gotta learn to be observant. too focused on the action. If you like the action you're seeing, you can give the runners a follow. Super Sponge 253, Techno Waffle 36. I will click my button. 0.1 second at a time. Oh, pretty impressive that Techno Waffle didn't find enough ammo for Ridley. Should have only needed like a super. Actually, Waffle could do the Ridley fight with this, and I would say should have, because there's an ammo refill right behind Ridley. You do the power bomb fight. Yeah, I'd say coming down Sandpit is a little bit of a time loss, because now you gotta go back up. But unfortunately, we kind of don't have Sponge getting the Fanton kill. And that is devastating for the 1v1. Let me click my button some more. Surely the stream will be fixed. Very important that I'm actually listening to the audio that I expect to be listening to. I don't have the stream open in the background. As we are just running around here, the Map Rando main tournament 2025 is happening now on SpeedGaming main. That's the bronze finals. The tournament this year used it was a gold, silver, and bronze system, where gold is like the main big tournament, and then as runners drop out, they get entered into smaller tournaments, so that runners get to play more matches and have better balanced races. And then on the other end of that is the Gold Grand Finals. Not actually scheduled yet, but rumor has it that it's going to be around Friday. So if you're watching the schedule, that'd be the date to keep an eye on. And that'll be the Grand Finals. It'll be the last race of the tournament. The tournament, which is running different settings from this race right here. The multi-category tournament. That, I click that. How are we doing on this audio sync? It's still not good. About 5 seconds worth of sync. Desync. We almost got it. You may remember, in months past, we would turn the stream dark for a full minute to fix this. That solution doesn't work anymore. But this way is fine. This way is actually less immersion breaking. Less disruptive. The biggest disruption is calling attention to the audio desync. We saw Croc. Croc hanging out in Norfair. It kind of looks like the race overall is going to come down to who finds Mother Brain first. There's a seed where you get kind of both suits. Well, if we remember, you get, by the time you get power bombs, you're still essentially in the first region, Brenstar. And you've seen every other region connector. So by the time we have both suits, speed booster, all the basic ammo, you've seen 3 of the bosses plus every region connector. And that means a lot of the race placement is going to come down to guessing where the bosses are. Double Vile Plume, that feels bad. A Vile Plume loses 6 seconds, plus the time of falling in and getting out. It chomps on you for 6 seconds. Unless it's the ceiling one. Ceiling one is 12. Yeah. I don't feel like this is doing the full 0.1 seconds that it says it is. But it's not noticeable anymore, so it's fine. Both of them pick Norfair. For Mother Brain, you just have to guess. In Sponge's position, you could be looking for water map, but otherwise, it's also a guess. Oh, actually, when looking for Fanton, you have to keep in mind that there's a couple of rooms that also have to be in the same region. And so you don't really want to look in the smaller regions for Fanton. So you can look for water map, and if it's there, leave. And you can look for a small region, like wreck ship. So the other rooms are going to be, like the map has to be next to the boss room. And then also the powered off save has to be in the region. Wow, we found Torian. So Sponge found the map, and it was looking for Fanton. But Fanton's not here. Sponge is in a very, very bad position, having missed that Fanton. There's a Brenstar. Did I know that there was a Brenstar connector? And we see that if you just continue hard right out of this Norfair, you get the Torian map. Waffle thinking it over, turning back. I've had a situation like that hit me before. I guess I didn't already scout down and no. I was in a single chamber, and I went to at one of the doors. Turns out one of the bottom doors just went directly to where I needed to go. The top door was a giant loop. Acid will slow you down if you have speed on. I said that wrong. I had one statement to make. Said it wrong. Lava will slow you down. Acid will not slow you down. You have speed boost. Major. And Meridia. So that actually means Wreck Ship has Mother Brain. If Sponge were able to reset out of this, that'd be big. Or if anyone could, for that matter. But it looks like you can just climb up. Climb up the middle of Torian. Wow. Waffle is having a lot of struggle getting to this map. That looked like a revert, but it needs to either find this path or go somewhere else. I'm sure they're concerned about the state of the race. We're playing for points. Funnily enough, the tournament races don't play for points, but the weeklies are for points. Race time points. A little surprising we don't have more majors to grapple. We have to move this much. High jump, very welcome. Base jump too. Charge is out there somewhere. Oh well. Save. See, this save isn't that good. That Sponge is at. You're going back to the hub. And, like, the hub would be a better place to save. This is kind of an extension of a hub. Yeah, Waffle is spending so much time here in Norfair. And this isn't even the right region. I don't think anyone does bet on wrecked ship. It's the farthest away, and it has the lowest chance of being Mother Brain, having Mother Brain. One of the paths makes you go through GT. I didn't see if both do. See what Sponge does. They already made the bet of skipping criteria. So it would be consistent to go to wrecked ship. If you go to criteria now, then it'd be exactly what we're looking at, where Waffle has the Fanton killed already, and it's going to be closer to Mother Brain. But if you go to wrecked ship now, in Sponge's position, then you'd be ahead. Like in the copium world of Fanton's wrecked ship. Which is not the real world. The 1v1, what Sponge is doing would be right. In the 20-person race, this is how you lose like a lot of points. But also, there's no reason Fanton couldn't be here. It's not like there's a strong reason to go back to criteria. I guess the reason to go back would be if you expect both Mother Brain and Fanton there. In that case, you might even see finishes by now. I haven't noticed if we've seen water map yet. That didn't look like it on this resolution. Techno Waffle setting up for a damage boost. Flies across the top of the room. That wasn't heard until this release. Sponge warming up the reset button. Saw that Fanton is not here. Calculating the point loss in this 20-person race. 3 majors here. The reset would be stronger. The problem is that the reset takes you to Torian still. So if you go through half of Meridia and then half of Brenstar, and then you're in Criteria. Then Techno Waffle spent like 20 minutes in Norfair trying to find this mother brain, and it's just not here. Nice Shine Spark. I think Waffle saw the Torian map, and then had a Norfair reset to take. That's what I believe happened. So I think what Techno Waffle did is the default route that people would take. That's what I would do. But you're still gonna feel bad having almost all the knowledge, but then needing to blind Mother Brain. If you're racing someone like Mo or Nito, or who was it? I think there was someone who like always bet on the long odds. You go for the second choice region first. Because if you do go to wreck ship before like Norfair Torian, then you'd win this by this lobby by a lot. Unfortunately, Fanton was here in Criteria. It's justifiable to leave. That map was so far away. And then Criteria could have been either empty or have Mother Brain. If it had Mother Brain, then I think getting the map would have paid off, unless Mother Brain was right next to it. But what was next to it was Fanton. And you just need to get that when you're here the first time. But then the other reason that I liked staying is you could get Ridley ammo in Criteria and just have an easier time getting Ridley on the way out. We're here. Big, beautiful Criteria. Meanwhile, Techno Waffle at the map already. So the gap is Sponge has to cross the world again. Like, has to get to this Fanton and then cross the entire world. Plus the Fanton fight. If you're farming supers, you want to use missiles. If you're farming missiles, it depends. If you're farming missiles, you probably still want to use missiles. This Mother Brain fight, it's not dangerous. We can take a safety save. Yeah, unless you have to spend some supers on the way there. This is like 3. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, 3. You can miss 3 supers. Exactly. And that missile pickup doesn't change that, because we were exact. Are we getting more desynced? What's happening? I had enough of this. Don't desync my race. Eventually I'm gonna press the button so many times it just completely breaks. No sound. Device, you do zip skip. Easy, easy. 5 plus 1 with both suits. So you're not really worried about damage at this level. I really like how plasma ice, you shoot it down, it breaks all the Rinkos. Not being incredibly precise with the ammo. Was acting like ammo was super tight with the extra save and resource management. But not being really conservative here. So escape timer guessing game. You have to cross most of the world if you're still here. Get a guess in chat before the timer pops up. I don't think it'll be 3 minutes. I think it'll be more than 2. So, like, I don't think it's 2.5, but it could be 2.5. 3 minutes. Big escape. How much wreck ship is it? Just go around. At the same time, Sponge kills Fanton. If you have gun mode items, you're not really too concerned about Fanton. It's just whether you get the 3 round, the 4 round, 2 round. Like, Meridia is pretty big, but I think we can shortcut through the branch stuff. The criteria part's really short. The Brenstar part is pretty similar to this Meridia. I didn't want to guess too big a number, because then I look foolish. Start guessing 3 minutes. It's like, what are you thinking? It's just a hard, tricky scene. You get that, Sponge. Okay, thank you. I guess at 6530, you don't really need another super pack. But most of the time, you'd want another super pack. So it's a minute down. We're into Red Tower on Waffle's side. You gotta remember there's gonna be about 40, 50, 60 seconds left at the end. Depending on who's running. There is some lenience to the escape timer. And Sponge lands on the ship. Locked in. So that means they probably run into each other on the way back. And now we know that this is about 3 minutes to get to Mother Brain from here. But that's in game time. Real time, it's more like 5. And that would mean Sponge is 10 minutes from finishing. Want to wait finish time? I don't think you're too happy with that. Maybe it depends who you compare yourself to. As I presume we have some finishes in the race room. And we do. Techno Waffle into criteria. The ship is right here. And that'll be the win, a win, in the 1v1 between these very evenly matched racers. Beautiful. The audio is synced. Just in time for the Edikun beeps. It's Bren. It's Bren. Do 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 do. Techno Waffle with a 58.48 is 6th place. So we have Oats and Goats, first place with 50 flat. Spiffy Thomas second. Beardness in third. And Funny fourth. AC Shadow fifth. And then Techno Waffle. The other 14 runners still running. Okay, confirmed. No DNFs. That's the sign of a good seed. No DNFs. I did it. So we will watch Sponge play this out for the remaining 8 minutes. And see if Techno Waffle wants to join for interview. Waffle with 3 Fs. Would it be wrong to send that? Is it more proper to correct my typo? We are joined by the winner of the 1v1, Techno Waffle. Welcome.
Yo.
GG.
GG. That seed, man. That was interesting.
Yeah, kind of interesting.
I was really, really thinking that Mother Brain was going to be in that in that one slot in Bubble Mountain in Norfair.
Yeah.
And when she wasn't, I was like, oh no, because I knew I'd have to go searching so far.
Yeah, the Bubble Mountain that connects over to single chamber. Just so many doors lining up.
Not what I expected, but I mean, yeah, after Meridia, or was it Turian? No, it was Turian, connecting to Norfair, and it was just mages, and that was it. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be wreck shit. And it was awful, to be honest. I'm happy that I got Criteria out of the way first. I was hoping she'd be there, because then I could just go do Ridley with a super that was probably in the sand pit, which it was, and I could just go back and do it. But last area is a bit frustrating, but considering how far ahead I am compared to a lot of the other people in the lobby, it's like I'm not sure how I gained that time.
Right, so the big difference between the two on the restream is that Criteria. Sponge went up and killed Dragon, got the Ice Beam, I think it was. They actually collected everything for Ridley. So what happened is they peeked the ship in Criteria, saw how far away the map was, and then left. So I think that's why that happened. You have the ship information, so you just leave.
I mean, that's fair enough. I feel like, because I know where all the bosses are, it's like, if Fanton is here, it's nice, I don't leave that behind. Because I do know that Meridia is like a hub of sorts for different areas, and I guess it's more risky play to use kind of the Mother Brains here, because it will save time in the long run, not having to go explore these other areas. And it's just lucky that Fanton happened to be there.
Yeah, I think the way you played this is what I would consider the default way to route the regions.
Yeah.
And also that everyone who finished like ahead of you also ran this route approximately.
Oh, okay. I did have a brief moment where I was like, should I do right shit first? But it was like, I should, just as Turian's like very close to Norfair, I knew there'd be 2 quick zones. But yeah, unfortunately, Mother Brain's there, so I can't really. But the safer play wasn't the best play. But, in the end, it's like, do we know where charge was?
No, we didn't see charge.
I
Yeah,
feel
both
like
of you went for ammo before Ridley. That was fairly early on.
Yeah,
That wasn't
the
important.
two supers before Ridley in the North room, that kind of seals it. Like, you know, I'm at 20, 25 supers now. There's not really much point, but you do have plasma and ice, but going out your way for charge when there's still so many other mages to collect, it doesn't quite seem worth it. So I probably would have stuck by that choice, even if I had not that many supers. I'd probably go look for ammo instead of charge, like going through like criteria, and possibly looking for milligram. I'd be more looking for mages somewhere reasonable time, like Korean or something. But yeah, no, I think it's lucky just how many supers there were early on in the series compared to a lot of other ones that we've played.
Yep, for sure. I had a question. Did you think about doing Ridley before going down the sandpit for that last super?
Yes. I was thinking about looking for just normal missiles and then just doing 30 and 25. I don't really take power bombs into account for my damage anymore. There was an incident a few months back. He dodged every single power bomb I laid, and I was like 10 or 15. I just couldn't do any damage. I'm not confident with it anymore, so
That doesn't turn into just grinding it out until you perfect it.
well, it's one of those things. It's like I've practiced, you know, Varios with certain arrows and stuff, and it's like, you know, missile supers are quite consistent. It's just those setups are a bit intimidating for power bombs, I guess. It seems a bit silly, but you know, it's something to just get around to doing, I guess.
Yeah, and there's so much to do in map Rando, which to learn.
Yep.
So that is Super Sponge hitting the ship 106.33 by the timer and the race room clock. And then also, at the same time, joining us here in the interview booth, GG.
Am I late? GG's.
Now you're early. I was guessing 108 about when you were at the ship after Fanton.
Okay. Yeah.
Because at
that's
that
pretty
point we
close.
knew Techno Waffle's escape timer.
Okay. Yeah. Figured. The map's way up there in criteria. It's probably gonna be not a Fantoon room. Probably enter it from the left side. Oh, that was a mistake. Coulda.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. The map is so far away. Fantoon is in only one of the regions, and there's 4 of them that you could look in.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but so it goes.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
the
think
majority of the time it's not going to be Fantoon, so you know, 9 out of 10 times that's probably the faster play. Just in this, you know, one occasion it happens to be.
Yeah, that was a bummer, but now I know. I guess I'm sure I'll make that play every time, though. It just happened to be this time it was not the right play to make.
so. My commentary at that point in time was mostly revolving around Ridley, I think, where you're going up past Dragon for X's, and you're mostly just getting ammo information if you don't go into criteria. If you do go criteria, you're able to likely just get items for Ridley, like a few extra missiles and supers. But I feel like if you do decide to go past Dragon, then you have to do criteria, or just go to one of the other regions instead. That's how I feel about that decision.
If I didn't already have, I think I had 35 supers. No, I think it was only 30 supers when I went up and saved at the ship. If I had less than that, I probably would have pressed into criteria a bit more, but I figured I have enough for Ridley. So I'm just going to turn around. I know where the ship is. I'm just going to leave Criteria and hope that's not Fanton way up there. Yeah, just if I just had a few less missiles, I probably would have pushed in, hopefully all the way to the map, but maybe not.
I can tell you about the early game. You were both moving like identically early on, especially the first like minute.
Wow.
We got the same ideas.
Yeah.
I will
Then
say that whole Main Street thing, like when I saw bombs and then morph, I was like, okay, I'm gonna find speed. But I kept thinking back and forth, do I check to the right of the caterpillar room? Or do I just go down Main Street? And I said in my head, it's so common for that right door to be bot wound. I should just skip it, like hoping it is bot wound, and then just progress. I think I did skip it in the end, but there was just hesitation. But yeah, it was bot wound. That's happened so frequently. It's a bit strange. It's one of those weird map rando things. But yeah, that tripped me up a little bit. And then that whole lava dive thing as well. I think that was a bit later on though. But
yeah,
I was struggling.
Pretty much put that off till the last possibility. Lava dive. I poked my head in there earlier before I got Varia.
Yeah.
But I kind of figured, I'll just do everything else first, and yeah, at least you couldn't go too far away from it before you realized you had to do it.
Yeah. If I had high jump, I would have done the one tank grab jump.
Oh.
I did it before in a race, and Oates got really annoyed because it was a stupid play. Because it got like Varia straight after or something, and I had a massive lead for no reason. But yeah, there was no high jump. I didn't think I found high jump at all. It was just one of those kind of, far off mages in a Torian or wreck ship or something. But yeah, finding power bombs. I think my first was in that like the
behind Lava Dive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I at first I didn't actually realize that the map was connected to not Worst Room, the game, the red key hunter shaft.
Okay.
For some reason, I was like, oh, it's to the left of it. There's no left door. It can't be there. Even though it was just right. Yeah.
You left so fast. I thought you knew.
I thought, oh, I'll just wrap around and get it. I didn't actually realize it was connected somehow. But when I did realize, it was like I have one tank and I don't have power bombs. I don't think I'd be able to actually make it. And I was a bit worried about getting hit by a key hunter as well, so I wasn't kind of prepared to sacrifice for the map because I knew it would take a few attempts probably. Oh wait, there was a Norfair connection in Brenstar? I missed that.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until you got the map either. The Norfair map.
Oh, yeah, no power bombs, so you couldn't get the X after Creed. Oh, you actually did get the rooms in Norfair Reserve. I died. I got hit a bunch. And then it was a reserve tank, and I was like, oh dear.
I did go save and then come back to it. Just in case. Figured it could be, if there's an E-tank there, I feel sometimes progression can also be there. So when I poked my head in there, I ducked out, saved, just came right back, and yeah.
Yeah, frustrating.
Yeah, I feel like going for that reserve between the two of you cost me time. The lava dive deaths balance it out. But then by the time you got to Dragon, you were like in the same room at the same time.
Wow.
So it largely came down to that decision to leave Criteria.
bummer.
Did you do shine spot kills for the Dragon?
I don't know how to do that very well, so I just suffered the farming and missling.
Yeah, I did it a bit. I got the blue suit, but because I had spring, I couldn't get the spike suit, so I just had to
Oh.
use it to get out the room.
Eh,
I was hoping to, cheese something with a blue suit, but I thought, nah, it'll take too long to get around without, running.
Right.
So, yeah, had to give it up, unfortunately. But yeah, no, pretty decent. It wasn't the worst scene, but it wasn't like, I mean, yeah, that criteria map, the path to it, that's horrible.
yeah, poked my head into bowling and then went back down. So I'm not gonna chase up there. If it did some kind of funny wraparound above bowling and then around, I figured, nah, forget it. I'll take my chances going back down to down the elevator and going to the right from there, which was the right call.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, pretty happy with how I played. At least I don't feel like I really messed up too much.
Yeah.
Just made the unfortunate call of leaving criteria, which I'll do every time, probably.
It's fair. It's very reasonable call.
So yeah, GG's Techno, way to go.
Yeah, GG. What was that, sorry?
Yeah. Oh, nothing from me. No.
So thanks to both of you for coming on, letting us watch your race. Very
Thanks for having
evenly
me.
matched. And I'm sure we'll have you on again in the future.
Look forward to
Yes.
it.
Yeah, same.
So that said, this will be the end of this restream of the Super Metroid Map Rando Community Weekly Race. There's still runners ongoing. If you are interested in searching out the Super Metroid Twitch category. I think the other race on SpeedGaming main is over. So that may be it for the Super Metroid content on the SpeedGaming network tonight. There are other races happening, mostly Zelda related, so you can check those out. But that'll be it from us here. I've been Aussie101, bringing you this race, and that's it for me. So good night, and see you all next time.